Hello guys, I am back from another video, and today we're talking about what Deku was in Fate Grand Order. So in the last video, Deku, well, after getting ready for his first day on the job of being a assistant teacher for UA High, actually not UA High, it's more of UA, I meant UA University, so yeah. So, after finally getting there, TUA University's, staff room or teacher's lounge, Izuku starts going off to the classroom and introduces himself, including Vlad King. So, after Monoma tries to, well, think that he's going to win, but Izuku, instantly beats him because, the next class was Izuku's class. So, when Monoma thinks that he's about to win, well, he was instantly mistaken. After Izuku brings out his sword and shows off his quirk, quote unquote quirk by the way, well, everybody was terrified and underestimated Izuku. So, yeah, after that class, it's finally lunchtime. Or at least, fast forward to lunchtime. So, Izuku was given several snacks as an apology. So, Izuku was a bit parched, so Izuku wants to get some coffee. After going to the cafeteria, he was approached by several of his students, which they wanted to talk to Izuku about something. Some apologizing, and some asking about Izuku's arm. So, after that, Izuku was interrupted by a kid that smacked him on the back, or should I say bumped him. He said that he was sorry, and he says that his name is Ichiro Kirishima. But when Izuku heard a familiar, but not familiar voice, not really, Izuku saw Bakugo, but when she saw Izuku, she cried and said she was sorry. But Izuku couldn't remember her, mostly because during his time in, Germany, Izuku hit himself while creating his first, his first Mystic Code, being his gun, or guns. So, after that, it was smooth sailing, basically. So, yeah. After class, there's a bit of a conversation between Izuku, Kendo, and himself. Like Bakugo, Kendo, and himself. They were talking about, Izuku. Bakugo convinces Izuku that she was an old friend of his. But Izuku couldn't remember, so Izuku decides to, become a friend of hers in modern day. So, she gladly accepted it, but still wants to try and find a way to make Izuku remember. So, yeah. So, after a while, it's basically like filler, like for the last part. So, yeah. So, let's talk about what happens next. I also wanted to ask all of you guys before we start the video, um, do you want me to try and use this app instead of my old, traditional art? Because I've been wondering on how to use, digital art, so I made a post here and decided to upload this app, ABS Paint X. So, just comment down below if you want me to use this instead of my usual traditional art. Also, I also want you all to comment down in the description, not down in the description, I meant down in the comments of this post, if you want to see me do a live stream, specifically a Q&A slash, showing all of my art from over the years. So, yeah, if you want me to do that, then, put it over there in the comments in this post. Okay? Good. So, let's get back to the story. So, after that day, Izuku starts getting ready for next class. So, it was a normal day basically, so yeah, it was not really notable at all. So, yeah, let's just skip like a few days as it's Friday. where they're gonna be going to well, a certain place. Specifically to the, training, facility known as the USJ. Wait for a second. So, after being told that, everybody was excited, including Kendo. Izuku said this to, to, wait for a second, to Vlad. So, the students actually looked pretty happy about that. As Vlad said this. Yeah, I agree. So, after telling them that, they started getting ready. So, after they got ready for the field trip, they started going off to the USJ with Class 1A as well. So, after Class 1A meets Izuku, most of the girls from Class 1A were pretty much smitten with him. Mostly because of his, German accent. I mean, Izuku still has a slight German accent, but Izuku still has, a normal dialect to, normal Japanese. Anyway, one of the girls being, what is her name? Ochako said this. Hey, Mr. Izuku, I wanted to ask, what happened to your arm? As Izuku says this. Oh, don't worry, it's just a bit of an accident, so don't worry. Izuku smiles at her as she starts blushing as Baku comes over towards Izuku as she says this. Don't you dare try and think that you can ever cheat on me. As Izuku says this. Cheat? What do you mean by that? As all of the girls in class when they say this. Hey Baku, at least stop talking to him. I mean, you are a bit of a bitch. As, Baku said this. What did you say? They started fighting as Izuku tries to make them stop fighting. As Aizawa arrives, as Aizawa tells them to shut up and get ready to go into the USJ. So, yeah, wait for a second. So, after, stopping them from basically fighting, Izuku tells the rest of, Class 1B and Class 1A to start going into the USJ so they can start their training. So, after they started doing that, they started going into the USJ. So, while they get in, they were basically excited. Everybody was, like, extremely excited. Izuku tells Class 1A and Class 1B to go into groups. So, each one of these groups were given a leader where they're gonna be training together. These teams are in, fours. Until there was, a few people left. 3 people were still, only had 3 people. And that team was Baku's team, which consists of Baku herself, Kendo, and Monoma. As they say this, hey Izuku, maybe you can join. Izuku says this, sure. I mean, it's been a long time since I trained a lot, so yeah. So, Izuku just lied about that, like, he trains a lot, seriously. Like, he seriously trains a lot because, he needs to get ready for, a next battle. Because, what if, for example, if, a representative for, I don't know, the caster class comes in and starts terrorizing the place. So, yeah. So, after Izuku starts training with them, Izuku advised them to basically train in the desert training facility. It basically looks like a desert, basically. So, while they were training, Izuku hears something, or at least feels something. Izuku feels that another representative or I meant, wait for I meant participant of the Holy Grail War is coming. Izuku feels a lot of magical energy around the person. Izuku can definitely tell it's probably a person with some sort of, weird looking power or feeling power. But when Izuku starts sensing it more, the sense, disappeared. Like, it turned invisible. As Izuku says this. Oh no. As Izuku hears a scream, everybody was brought to a different area. Or should I say, well, running to a different area. Everybody sees that Aizawa is being attacked by this. Whatever it is, it looks terrifying. Had a skull-like face and two large horns. One, one, in one of its hands it had like a little knife, and the other one had a large blade. He also seems to be wearing a normal-ish suit, I guess, but seems to have claws on its feet. As the whatever it is, which Izuku already knows, well, the assassin class servant, not assassin class servant, more like the representative for the assassin class, well, representative starts creating gas. Not normal gas, it's actually a poisonous gas. You'll probably know this type of gas from a certain anime. I'll give you a hint. It's Fate Apocrypha. For some reason, almost almost all of the servants are from Fate Apocrypha. Just don't um just don't question it. Okay? Good. So, wait for a second. So, after the gas was activated, everybody starts covering their nose because it feels super obnoxious. Some of them ripping off a piece of their hero costumes. As for Izuku, Izuku can easily endure it because, well, Izuku is technically a part of the Holy Grail War. And mostly because of his, because he's a half like a half, well, a half ruler. So, yeah, Izuku is completely immune to the fog. So, Izuku tells everybody to get out, as all of them get out except for Izuku. Vlad tells Izuku to be careful, and, well, Vlad also told Izuku that he's going to be calling the rest of the so-called, well, heroes. Specifically, UA University's heroes. So, Izuku was alone with the representative of the assassin class. The assassin class says this. So, I'm guessing you're the ruler class representative. It's nice to meet you. Wait for a second. It seems interesting. For you being the ruler class, a so-called moderator, well, I can definitely tell that you're unnatural. Especially with that, well, that seal. That seal that I never seen before. This seal. It definitely doesn't look like a seal that I ever seen before. That's definitely a mix of like the ruler and some sort of other class. As Izuku says this, well, it's because I mixed my other class. Or should I say, well, unfortunately, I was actually mixed with a different class. And that class is the Avenger. And now, let's have some fun, shall we? Izuku starts transforming into his demi-servant form, as also for him, turning into basically a monster as the area of where Izuku is starts turning into the Whitechapel district of London. You probably know this from the legend of Jack the Ripper. A certain, well, serial killer back when London was filled with prostitution. So, yeah, basically, the representative for the assassin class has the ability of Jack the Ripper, and maybe some others. So, yeah, just wait. So, Izuku summons Chloe and Ishtar, but Izuku also summons Scotty and Henshin Lobo. Izuku tells Henshin Lobo to basically try and attack him, while both Chloe and Ishtar well, just starts shooting at him. So Ishtar starts creating large explosions that are able to be heard from the outside. Everybody said this. What the heck is happening inside? As one of them, being Bakugo, decides to go and check in it, but she sees is only smoke. And when she tried to, well, move a little bit, she starts inhaling the smoke, which causes her to, well, cough a lot. She says this. I don't know. It's definitely looks like they're fighting, but I don't know how. For Scotty, or Skahak, she starts creating more gay bulgs. And I mean a lot of gay bulgs. YouTube, please don't. It's not gay ball. It's not gay bulge. It's gay bulg. It's completely different. Trust me. 3 seconds later, this is going to be well put out of context, taking bets. Anyway, so Henshin Lobo was basically running around the well streets of well the Whitechapel district. It's basically like a reality marble. Basically, that's what the represent. I meant the represent the assassin class is doing. He's basically creating a basically a reality marble. So if you don't know what is a reality marble, it's basically like a alternate universe or a pocket dimension where a like for example what's his name, Iskandar's Noble Phantasm. I can't remember the name of it, but it basically allows him to summon his entire army and create a basically a desert. Or for another example, Shiro Emiya's Noble Phantasm Unlimited Blade Works, where he basically creates a light filled with swords. It's basically well what a reality marble is. So Henshin Lobo starts running around all over the buildings of the Whitechapel district as the Headless Horseman starts using his swords to try and attack him. But unfortunately, well, the assassin class representative is basically dodging them as he starts becoming a little bit mad, creating two large, well, how do I say it? Butcher-esque knives, like the ones that you would see in a butchery. So, the ones that are basically like heavy as frick, like used for like cutting bone. So, he throws them at Izuku, but Izuku dodges it. As in dodges it, I mean blocks it by using his sword as like a shield. Izuku also sees that whatever he's using, it's definitely not a normal phantasm at all. Like a normal noble phantasm. It's definitely something different. As he gets out a gun. Yeah, a gun. As it shoots at one of the one of Izuku's noble I meant heroic spirit, not like noble phantasm. I meant heroic spirit. Specifically, Chloe. She gets, well, shot at the arm. As she says this, Master, my arm. Izuku says this, alright, just go back. She goes back into the pocket dimension as Izuku tells Arthur to basically come out. Arthur Pendragon not Alter, I meant Lancer. So, Lancer starts coming towards, well, the representative for the assassin class as he disappears and reappears behind her. Using Rongo Myriad, she stabs him right in the stomach. Wait for a second. He literally stabs. She literally stabs the representative of well, the assassin class. When Izuku checked it out, he's definitely he's definitely dead. Izuku can instantly tell that he's dead. So, Izuku gets his crest, but when Izuku did, his crest, Izuku, I meant the crest of, well, the assassin class was changed. When Izuku absorbed, well, his original crest, which was, well, the assassin class, well, it basically changes into the rider class. Well, so now the assassin class representative becomes the rider, well, type. The rider class representative. So, yeah. The reason why there was these weird symbols in the last video, the ones when he was, getting ready to be interviewed for his, first day at, UA versus, I meant for UA University's, thing, so he can get a brand new job. Well, the reason why is because he was making a spell. That spell, was pretty simple. Every time when he kills one of the representatives of, each of the classes, he will get those, but every time when he gets killed, it's basically how, like, Heracles' Noble Phantasm works. Not that Noble Phantasm, the one that's, the Nine Lives one, where every time when he gets stabbed or, like, killed, he gets regenerated, but one of his lives gets taken away. So, yeah, that's basically what it is. Every time when he steals one of the crests of, one of the participants of the Holy Grail War, he basically turns into that class. So, because Izuku absorbed the, assassin class, well, now he became the, rider class, which was terrifying. He gets back up as his body changes. His body becomes ice, completely cold, and the land around him turns into ice and snow. It's not helping that, he gains a large horse. This large horse had mechanical looking wings and seems to have a lion's head on his tail. And also seems to have two scorpion tails as well, but don't mention it. Don't mention that, even though that sounds weird. Let's just continue the video. The so-called, or at least used to be, assassin class, representative said this. So, it actually worked. Now, guess I'm done for now. As Izuku says this. Wait, are we not gonna fight? As he says this. I need to recharge after all. So, do you have honor in battle, or do you not? Izuku says this. Honor? You're the representative for the assassin class, or at least used to be, but most assassins don't even have honor, as he says this. Shut up. Now, allow me to leave or die. Izuku goes in front of him as Izuku says this. No way. I'm not letting you get away, you murderer. As he says this. Your loss. He starts creating these blasts of energy, almost similar to ice. He creates a staff as the blasts of ice start shooting towards Izuku. As when one of the ice shards gets ready to stab him right in the chest. Izuku was saved in the nick of time by All Might. All Might said this. Are you okay? As Izuku says this. Right. Izuku transformed back at the time. Like, thankfully. So, yeah. So, the rest of the teachers arrive as they say this. Izuku, are you okay? And Izuku says this. Yeah, just a bit in pain. As they see Izuku's arm, it seems to be bleeding. As, wait for a second. As Midnight says this. Wait, Izuku, what happened to your arm? Izuku says this. Well, he kind of stabs me in the arm, I guess. Thankfully, I don't really have an arm anymore. As she says this, you don't really need to, say a dark joke in this, context. Anyway, so, is this guy a villain? As the brand new representative for the rider class says this. Enough talking. I'm done. He goes onto the horse as he starts flying away, bursting, or at least destroying the sky, the sky roof, or like the dome, the almost like glass dome, destroying it, basically shattering it into little tiny pieces. So yeah, wait for a second. So after he escaped, everybody was confused. They asked questions from the students, including Izuku. Izuku explains, or at least, well, lies, that he was attacked by this man. He said he wanted to find something interesting. Specifically, he wanted to find this special gem. Izuku lied a little bit because, well, Izuku prefers to lie. So, when they were told of that, they thought it was pretty weird that they're trying to find this weird gem, the villain, or should I say the brand new representative of the rider class. Well, they started, going off and like, instantly searching about these rare gems. Like, trying to research if he's trying to find this weird gem or whatever gem he's trying to find. So they can try and find a lead on where he's gonna be going next. So, after Izuku does that, Izuku starts home. So, when Izuku got back home, Izuku gets a knock at his door. And when Izuku opens the door, Izuku sees Kendo and Bakugo. As Bakugo said this, "Are you okay, Izuku?" As Izuku says this, "I'm fine." As they say this, um, Izuku, Izuku says, "Yes, Kendo?" Kendo asks if you're actually okay. As Izuku says this, "Yeah, I'm okay. Uh, by the way, can you please, go inside because, it seems to be, about to rain." So, they started going into the, apartment of Izuku, or should I say, penthouse, or whatever you want to call it. As Izuku says this, "Alright, snacks are over there. I'm just gonna be taking a bath." So, after a while of waiting for Izuku, they still are watching TV, like the large flat screen TV, and started eating the snacks. As when they saw Izuku, Izuku was just wearing some jeans, and, not really jeans, more like shorts, like the ones that you would get, like jersey shorts. I would always wear jersey shorts like every day because they seem comfortable. So just imagine Izuku wearing jersey shorts like the ones that are really comfortable. As they also see that Izuku is pretty ripped. Like seriously, what the hell? Like, Kendo starts nose bleeding. Bakugo was well, kind of, awkward at first, as she starts looking at Izuku's abs harder, as she sees that Izuku had several scars all over him. As she says this, "Hey, Izuku, what happened to your body? Like, your arm, your..." Izuku explains that it was by using his quirk, his Fires of Hatred, which was a lie because, the scars were actually caused by, the fire back in the day when Izuku was about to finish the ritual of, becoming a true, representative of the, well, of the ruler class. So, yeah, that is why Izuku still has those scars. As she says this, um, "Izuku, do you actually still remember me?" As Izuku says this, "Yeah, you were the girl that actually harassed me." As she says this, "Not like that. I mean, do you remember, like, well, being friends during, or at least somewhat knowing me back in, well, kindergarten or anything?" Azuku says this. Sorry. So, no. She kind of sighs as she says this. Fine. So, after they leave, Izuku starts going to bed. But in the middle of the night again, Izuku hears electricity, like thundering booms of lightning. as Izuku sees 4 brand new servants. So yeah, this will be the end of the episode because well, it's going to be taking a bit long to upload anyway because well, if I keep doing this episode longer, I might probably well, well, yeah, it's going to be taking a bit long to like upload this video. So, yeah. So, before you leave, guys, I want all of you to comment and subscribe to this channel because it will help me out a lot in the long run. Because I will make more videos for you and you'll probably like them. And if you want to see more content like this, just comment and subscribe. And also like the video if you liked it. Anyway, before you also leave, I want to, well, show you guys this. Just comment down below on this, well, post if you want me to do, well, instead of my traditional art for, like, the, well, future videos that I'm going to be doing, well, I would, do you want me to use this app? Or just do my usual, well, traditional art in, like, well, my future videos, like my future what ifs. And also, I also want all of you to comment below in this video if you want me to do a Q&A slash, well, live stream slash, well, showing you all of my drawings. So, yeah, just comment down below for that. So, yeah, so I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.